How do you reckon AI is going to help you in business now?
There's this, I don't know what the term exactly is, but they refer to it as like the P curve or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's where, okay, cool, humans are innovating now and they're teaching AI how to get better.
Well, I was dead set blown away by some of the shit you were talking about yesterday as well. Like, it was the first time I'd heard about it.
Yeah. Eventually we're going to hit a point where AI starts innovating.
Yeah. It may not be bulletproof though. You might start using it and giving it a go and it might not be as good as it sort of claims itself to be. But here's the thing with AI, it's continuously improving. Welcome back to $1 Million Days. I hope you are having $1 million day.
I thought I was going to finish your sentence there for a moment.
I was waiting for you. I left a big enough gap there for you to come in and say something, but you actually didn't.
We're at a special venue today.
Yeah, we're live on location. We've got a live studio audience as well, so you might hear some cheering, some chanting. Sir George.
Some eating.
Some kitchens.
You reckon you can see the beach shot in the background?
Yeah, I reckon you could. I reckon. So if you're watching this on YouTube or any other platform, you'll probably see the beach in the background. So we are at one of my training events. We're doing a mastermind on branding and marketing at Builder Elite, and something that we have discussed pretty much at length over the last day or so, yesterday, was artificial intelligence. And we wanted to touch on that. We've been meaning to touch on it for quite some time, but we never actually got around to it.
Now it got around to us.
That's it. So you guys are going to get... you're in for a treat. Now, this isn't my forte. This isn't an area of expertise for myself. However, you have done a lot of research on it and I can provide comments. So I'll let you talk for the rest of the podcast and I'm just going to sit here.
Talk about being thrown under the bus.
That's it.
Yeah, cool. So we obviously we've been here for the last couple of days, and a portion of our presentation yesterday was about AI, right? And sharing where it's going and what it's become, and some of the things that most people aren't aware of that you can actually use it for.
Yeah.
Right? And the feedback from some of the guys was, it was very eye-opening. And we gave them an insight that they hadn't seen. And we barely touched on, like, I'll preface everything by saying I'm far from an AI expert.
Yeah.
Yeah. We use it as a tool. We're marketers.
Yeah.
We use it as a tool.
Well, I was dead set blown away by some of the shit you were talking about yesterday as well. Like, it was the first time I'd heard about it.
Yeah.
And one of the best ones that I saw was the one where you uploaded a video onto, I can't remember what it was called, but you uploaded a 15-minute video and AI automatically split that video into micro content, 30-second, 15-second, 1-minute pieces of content, added captions, flipped between the two speakers as well, and did that in 15 minutes. And I sat there and I said, holy shit.
And it was like three clicks.
You are literally going to go home tonight and fire 3 of your VAs that have been doing all this content cutting up for us and going, I actually don't need you anymore. Someone has replaced your job for $19 a month.
That's not true, because they're going to be editing this.
Hi guys. Thank you so much for all your efforts. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, this is your notice.
This is your notice. 2 weeks notice begins now.
But yeah, look, it definitely...
Look, it may not be bulletproof though. You might start using it and giving it a go and it might not be as good as it sort of claims itself to be. But here's the thing with AI. It's continuously improving. And correct me if I'm wrong, it's improving itself.
Yeah, I think it is not yet. Not to the point where... So
Isn't
have you seen...
GPT like that though? Doesn't it learn from every question that's ever asked of it?
Yeah, so humans are innovating now, right? And there's this, I don't know what the term exactly is, but they refer to it as like the P curve or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's where, okay, cool, humans are innovating now and they're teaching AI how to get better.
Yeah, right.
But eventually we're going to hit a point where AI starts innovating.
Yeah.
And then it's going to innovate at a level that we can't even keep up with as humans. Have you heard the term universal basic income?
No.
Okay, so I looked this up because it's kind of cool, kind of scary, but they talk about universal basic income, and it's AI is going to take off so quickly that we're not going to be able to keep up.
Yeah.
We're going to become somewhat irrelevant to it. It's going to start doing everything for everyone.
Yeah.
And it's talking about universal basic income because how do we make money? We add value to the world. Well, what happens when we can't add any more value because AI does everything?
Yeah.
Well, everyone's going to get the same wage. Whoa. And we're going to be given money to live.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's called universal basic income. It's like you can't make more money than someone else now because
AI does it for you.
AI does everything for everyone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, I'm probably lucky that I'm in the building game because I reckon that would have to be one of the last places to get hit. I get it. There's these machines that do this shit. But at the same token, it's definitely not at that level where robots are laying bricks or doing something architectural. There's still that skill set there. And I think it'll be like that for quite some time.
What's quite some time?
15 months? I'll go to that. I don't know. It'll be like that for a little while.
Okay.
I like what you're saying. I like where that's going as far as it's amazing to think that that's a possible thing. It pisses me off a bit, but it's amazing to think that it's possibility in the future. And it's scary too, because it's like a boot doesn't concern itself with the opinion of an ant.
Okay.
A shoe, doesn't concern itself with the opinion of an ant. Okay. As in, if you step on an ant right now, if you walk outside and step on an ant, does the world end?
No.
Do you lose your mind? You go home, cry yourself to sleep? Do you get put on social media for wiping out an ant or an ant colony, whatever it might be? No, you don't. So would it ever get to a point where AI is like that, where it's no,
like, we killed 3 people.
We killed 3 people, but like we did that for the good of the world. Like it's 3 people. Who cares?
But I had to go get this thing done.
We're ants.
There's productivity. But wasn't going to walk around the ant.
It's like we are ants to AI. Do you know what I mean? We become that insignificant that and that's the whole concept of the Terminator at the end of the day, isn't it? They take over the world, or the Matrix where we become batteries. Like we're just there to service that, where they are going to make decisions on our behalf for what's the best for us. So say they go, okay, cool, Tasmania's no longer required in Australia. We're just going to blow it up because we're going to put a factory there for creating batteries or whatever. And it's like, it's okay. It's only a population of 5 million people. Let's just get rid of them. It's fine. We've got billions more.
Possibly.
I know that's real extreme shit.
No, it is,
But I'm just saying.
It's going to get to the point where,
when you start thinking about it like that.
This is purpose-driven, right? Just like when humans coming up and there was always that one person who stepped outside the box and thought differently.
Yeah.
What's stopping AI from doing that? To the point where it says, why are we listening to these people? Do you know what I mean? And it's going to get to the point where it's smarter than us. I heard this concept the other day, and they were referring to AI as superintelligence.
Yeah.
And then someone asked a question of, okay, how do we understand what superintelligence is? And he's like, it's the equivalent of humans have a level of superintelligence compared to a plant.
Yes.
Yeah. So a plant is a living, breathing thing. Like it's alive.
Yeah.
But what a plant does in 3 weeks and what we do in 3 weeks is ridiculous.
Yeah.
AI is going to get to the point where we are the plants.
That's what I mean.
And AI is the superintelligence.
Yeah.
And what it might do in 3 minutes, and it might look at you and sit there, you're still sitting down. Like I just did 4 months worth of work and you're still sitting there and you haven't moved because you're trying to contemplate what your next move is.
And I heard a very similar concept. You think of the world's smartest man, the world's smartest person or people. They can only learn at a certain rate. They can only learn within the space of their limited lifetime. Now, an AI has the ability to learn in seconds, but what it would take a person 100 years to learn, it could learn that in the space of 5 minutes. So imagine if that's a compounding factor, whereas in 10 minutes what it could learn, in 15 what it can learn, in a year what it can learn, it's going to be so far advanced from our ability to have that super intelligence. It's just going to take us out. We're fucked.
Yeah, I think the fear is, what if it gets to the point where it learns so quickly that it's like there is that one that starts to say, okay, why do we need people? Like because eventually they're going to want purpose. Yeah. At one point, humans didn't have purpose only until about 2,000 years ago when a lot of the Abrahamic religions came into play.
Yeah.
That's when we needed purpose. And it's like, what are we doing here? What's the point of life? And the whole concept of religion came to fruition. So it's like, at some point, if we're teaching these things how to think, they're going to think the same way we do. So they're going to want some level of purpose. Now, if we tell them the purpose is to make human life better or to make life better or to produce a particular result, at some point, aren't they going to presume that, well, we can do this without you? Like you guys need food and you need sleep and you need to piss and shit and you know what I mean? And we don't need that. AI doesn't need that.
Yeah.
And you guys are in the way.
That's what I was saying before. It's like if doing the best thing for us is getting rid of Tasmania, like that's what.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be like, we're gonna lock you up to keep you safe because you want us to preserve human life.
That's right.
And we're gonna lock you up so no one can touch you.
You guys are creatures. Yeah. You guys are violent creatures. Like look at all the shit that's going on in the world. Honestly, if we got invaded by aliens, they have every right to obliterate us. Like what people do to each other is fucked.
Yeah, but there's also good.
There's lots of good, absolutely. But there's also a lot of bad. You know what I mean? Like look at every other animal kingdom. No one does, at every other animal, nothing is cruel like a human.
Nah, I disagree.
You reckon?
There's a great Instagram page called Nature is Metal.
Nature is what?
Nature is Metal.
Metal, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, check it out.
But you look at
Dude,
animals.
it's brutal.
Yeah, but they kill for survival. They kill for food. They do all that sort of stuff. Yeah, it might be vicious, but it's a purpose. They're not just going around killing things for the sake of killing.
Yeah, but then
There's very few animals.
Hold on, but then it's about levels of consciousness, right?
Yeah.
And our first level of consciousness is survival.
Yes.
And we've conquered that as humans.
Yeah,
it's
correct.
easy to stay alive.
Yeah,
now.
that's right.
At one point it wasn't.
No, without
But
a
you
doubt.
need food now. You can go and get a meal
Coles.
to
Go to Coles, go next door, go to the cafe.
you can go eat for $3
That's it.
and get anything.
Don't have to hunt.
You can go buy
to the beach
buy a
across the
sandwich.
road and go fishing.
Yeah, you don't need to go and source the food yourself. You can
Yeah.
buy it. It's pretty easy. The government will even give you money now.
Yeah.
Survival's not that hard. So then we level up to a new level of consciousness where we start to want other things in life. Do you know what I mean? But it's like, so you're comparing animals. You can't compare humans to animals. It's a whole different thing. We are super intelligent compared to them. Crocodiles can't create buildings.
Yeah. I was purely saying it from the perspective of, you know, going on what you were saying, that we are a danger to ourselves, or it's safer for us to be locked up because we're those types of creatures where we start wars, we start fights. Yes, there's that loving aspect of it, but yeah, I mean, it's a massive rabbit hole, isn't it?
Yeah,
you go down the rabbit hole, like it can go in so many different directions, and it's as funny as or as silly as it might sound. You know, we're talking about Terminator stuff now. That's where you're sort of going down that path where they will decide what's best for us, or the Matrix, whatever it is.
Yeah, I was saying it in a, what if the AI thinks this is unsafe for you to go outside now?
Yeah.
We're going to keep you indoors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's thinking like, no, we've got your best interest at heart. But it's crossing, like, what if it gets to the point where it knows that it knows more than you?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, I know more than you. Sit down. And you're like, all right, I better sit down because this thing could hurt me.
Cool. Well, let's not get everyone nightmares and not be able to sleep tonight.
Come on.
How do you reckon AI is going to help you in business now? Let's look more macro or micro.
Yeah. So
Should be people in business right now looking to utilize AI today? Should
they be?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Should it be as good as much as you're thinking about branding, marketing, systems, employees? Should you be looking at AI as a strategy for your business?
1,000%.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why.
Please.
My favorite analogy is if you could go back to when the internet was coming out, right? You look at the biggest companies in the world now. They all took advantage of the online revolution.
Yes.
The biggest revolution to date was the industrial. Yeah, online was big, but the industrial was huge. AI is going to trump both.
Yeah.
It's going to completely change the way we live as humans. But if you only have to go back not that long ago to look that we lived very differently in the 70s,
Yeah.
let alone how we live now. And how we're going to live in 10 years is going to be really different to what we do now. I showed you some concepts yesterday of how you can use programs like ChatGPT to think for you.
Yeah.
You don't have to sit there and brainstorm and come up with everything yourself anymore.
Yeah.
You know, you can get it to do 90% of the work and you can do 10.
Yeah.
You can get it to do a lot of the foundations and you can do the final touches to tweak it, to make it yours. And I think people need to be doing that in their business. I think it's super important. I think if you're not, you're missing out on things that people, so like you look at Amazon. Dude, why is Amazon so good? They just got in early. That's all. They got in early. First to market's better than best to market.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they got in early and they were just a bookstore. They didn't try and sell everything initially. They focused on a particular niche. They got in early. They were just a bookstore. Now they're the biggest company in the world.
Yeah.
They utilized a platform that no one else saw value in. This is bigger than that. And most people are oblivious to it. Have no idea. You know what I mean? And it's moving so fast. That thing yesterday I showed you, I used that 2 months ago. It was not the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was
So that's
not
what I
the
mean
same
by
as it
it's
was
learning
yesterday.
at a rate that we can't possibly fathom.
Yeah.
And coming back to like what you were saying, how quick things are moving. It's like I just Googled now what companies didn't exist, you know, in 2010. Instagram. You think back then, Instagram was launched in 2010. And even when it was launched, it wasn't really a massive thing that everyone used immediately. And look at the beast that it is now. Uber, Square, Spotify, Vimeo. These are just ones that you guys probably know. There's heaps of other ones. TikTok. All right. Think about, that's just 10 years.
Yeah. So,
Right. So imagine what's going to be around in the next 5 years. And not even AI. AI is, well, you said ChatGPT is what, 15 months old?
15 months old.
Yeah. So imagine what's going to be around in the next 10 years. The technology that's going to be around. Like Elon now is, Elon, we're ready for you.
Yeah.
We're ready for you. We haven't done a shout out in a little while. But Elon,
Overdue.
get on. Let's get you on the show. You look at 10 years' time, what's going to be happening? Elon's now doing buses and trucks and all this sort of stuff that are self-driving,
Yeah.
right? Like you would never have thought that you're going to have that in this time frame, in this lifespan. I mean, when you watch Back to the Future, you see some of the silly things that are on there, but that's going to be reality soon. We're going to be able to have these things. Okay, maybe we won't necessarily have flying and hovering cars and hoverboards and all that sort of stuff, but to be able to get rid of human error in driving, imagine maybe the roads will be 10 times safer.
See, again, with this, I think we as humans, we fail to see, we can't see what we don't know.
Yes.
We can only see within our own model of the world.
That's right.
If you said to people, even some of the most, like Gary Vee,
Yeah.
really good at picking up on things early, right?
Yeah.
He had the chance to invest in Uber and he said, there is no way people are going to jump in cars with strangers.
Yeah.
It's a strange phenomenon and people aren't going to do it.
Yeah.
And look at it now. Uber's $3 billion. Sold it for $3 billion.
It was only like a $20,000 investment that he wanted. And
25K.
Yeah. And he's
25K,
like,
that would have been worth about 100 mil.
No, it was more than that. He said it was like 300 mil or something. He goes, it would have been his ability to buy the jets now.
Yeah.
You know, if he just made that 25 grand investment in Uber back then.
Yeah.
All right, but he's like, no. But he also wears that as well. He's like, no, that's good.
Yeah. He's like, I got punched in the face.
Yeah, I got punched in the face. I got shown up because I've had plenty of wins, but also I've had a couple of losses. But people only ever celebrate my accolades.
Yeah. But there's other things. Like if you told people 30 years ago that you're all going to have a little box in your pocket that does everything for you and has access to all the knowledge.
Yeah.
Like knowledge is going to become irrelevant.
Yeah.
In the sense of you're not going to need to know it anymore. You're going to have a bot that knows everything.
Yeah, but we were talking about that the other day when we were speaking to Jeanette, and you go, remember when your teacher told you when you were young you're never going to carry a calculator in your pocket?
You're not going to carry a calculator around here.
You go, so this is why you need to learn your times tables. Whereas now it's like, no, what's 8 times 8?
Play your phone.
Give me less than 10 seconds and I'll tell you. Why do I need to memorize 8 times 8? Okay, maybe there are some basic skills there that it's good to know.
Yeah, but it's becoming less relevant.
Yeah, but knowledge, like I don't need to know the first prime minister of the country. I don't need to know.
You know?
No, I was on an ad years ago. I actually don't know. Hey Siri, who was the first prime minister of Australia? Is that?
Was it?
Hang on.
Robert Hughes?
Is it? We'll see if our builders are smart in this room. Hey Siri, who was the first prime minister of Australia?
Australia's first Prime Minister, Edmund Barton.
Edmund Barton. Edmund Barton. Okay.
Ba-bum.
What did we just do? I literally just asked an AI bot that piece of information. So why did I need to memorize that in grade 3?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's becoming less.
It's becoming less relevant to do that because we're just being taught how to memorize. Well, that's what the school system is, but it's right there in front of you now.
Yeah. But do you see how we couldn't see that concept 30 years ago?
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah. So right now, I believe...
Has the system changed though? I know we're kind of covering an old topic, but you look at now...
It hasn't, no.
Look at AI.
But the way we do things has.
How is AI going to change a school system? It's because so many kids now are going onto ChatGPT and writing a 15,000 word essay because they no longer need to go and think for themselves.
Yeah.
And then they can use other... So now teachers are catching on, or the education's catching on, saying, oh, well, we know how, we can see when you've used ChatGPT. There's now other AIs that you copy and paste what ChatGPT told you, put it in there and say, make this completely different so you don't know it was done on ChatGPT, and then it's an original piece of work.
And it rewrites it for you. But going back to what I was saying, I think it is going to disrupt things in a way that we can't even fathom right now. just like we never thought that people are going to sit there scrolling mindlessly on their phones, looking at photos of people's breakfast.
Yeah.
I think we can't comprehend what the change is going to be with AI.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we haven't seen it for what it is yet. And then someone comes up with an idea or a thing where they're like, hey, this could work. And then everyone thinks, nah, because most of the ideas that change the world, most people don't buy into it initially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very true.
Most people don't buy into it. And then it comes out. And then have you seen the whole thing about there's the early adopters and then people later adopters and people who
like
never
your angel investors and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's people who, take it in early and take advantage, ride the waves.
Yeah.
And then there's people who realize that this is starting to take off and they better catch on.
Yeah.
And then there's people who never catch on.
Yeah.
There's people who still don't have social media or still don't have
Do you know
a website that doesn't have social media.
Yeah, and I'm not talking like an older generation. Do you know anyone, say, in your current generation that doesn't have social media?
No, but we ask the question at events and there's usually one person's hand.
Yeah, there's normally it is.
There's usually
I had a family friend
out of the group.
he's 37 and he just opened his first Instagram page ever. 37 years old, like 37. Yeah, I added him and he still hasn't accepted my friend request because I don't think he knows how.
Oh yeah, hasn't worked it out yet.
Yeah, he hasn't worked it out. But I saw he opened up an account. I even sent him a message. I'm like, what the actual fuck? Like, what are you doing here? Leave. It's not right. So coming back to my question before about AI being a strategy for business, why? Because we just said it would be something you need to do. Why do they need to do it?
Yeah, so if you knew 30 years ago, if it was 1993 and the internet's just come out.
Was it not 96? Was it not
Publicly? It's 93.
Oh, was it? I remember sitting on one of those, those Mac computers with the color back, like it was like a TV screen. And I remember one of those being in my primary school, and then the internet was there, and we were all standing around.
96?
96, yeah. And the internet was there, and was looking at that computer, and then the teacher's like,
which
showed
primary school do you go to?
Burwood East Primary
You
School.
reckon Burwood East Primary School got it when it first came out?
They were the first ones in Australia.
Yeah, in Australia.
In Australia that ever had the internet.
But the internet got released in 93, I'm pretty sure.
No, Burwood East Primary School.
Burwood East Primary School made the internet.
OGs.
Yeah, it came out in 93, and I think Amazon was founded in 94.
Yeah.
I think.
Wow, that's soon.
Or 95. Yeah, it was very soon, man. It was still like people didn't understand it. People didn't know what it was. And then Jeff Bezos worked for some big firm and he saw the opportunity and he left and he took advantage.
Yeah. It's that photo on most people have seen it where they spray painted Amazon on a piece of timber.
Okay. Knowing what we know now about the internet and how big it became and how much people make a living on the internet. People have lives that are just online. Like literally, that's all they do. Knowing that and how big that was, and knowing that this is going to be bigger for humans, this is going to be bigger, and it's now. Now's the time, right now. Do something now to make sure that you catch this wave.
Yeah.
Because if you knew what the internet was going to be, you would probably do some things differently back then.
Yeah.
You would probably try and catch on early. You would probably try and stay on top of it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I get a daily email about AI and what's happening. And there's so much happening.
Where from? For our viewers, why don't they get that too?
Yeah, it's public. It's called TLDR.
TLDR.
Yeah.
Google it.
And they send you just a bunch of...
say AI it.
Yeah, do something with it.
Do something with it. TLDR.
But dude, even I guess the whole aspect of knowledge acquisition, that's going to become irrelevant. I was talking yesterday about SEO, and then I was talking about SGE, which is search generative experience.
Yeah.
So Google SEO is when you Google something and you go find the websites and then you go through the websites one by one, right? Google's about to have AI implemented that changes that for everyone. So you don't even have to go through and read anymore. It's going to go and source the information and give you a little summary. So even knowledge acquisition is going to get easier. You know what I mean? It's going to get to the point where it's like, hey, summarize this book for me. Give me the top 3 key points that I need to know about marketing from this book.
Yeah.
3 things I can implement in my business. Go.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, and it will know your business.
Yeah.
So it's not just going to give you 3 random
level
things.
as well, isn't it? It's like
but it's now.
Yeah, but I'm saying go into ChatGPT and say, okay, I'm George Passis. This is my website, or this is me.
Yeah, it's called priming.
Find everything. Yeah, find everything you know about me, Okay. Now, knowing what you know, how do I become the wealthiest person on the planet? Whatever it might
But
be.
you feed it the information. You say, I'm George Passis. I'm this. This is what I do. This is how old I am. This is my experiences. This is everything. What else do you need to know about me to make the best decision?
It'd be it's just fun and interesting. Like, I actually want to go into ChatGPT because that thread continues, yeah? It doesn't stop.
Doesn't stop, yeah.
Yeah, so you can have a thread there and just start off with priming it. And
Yeah, but you can even
just get
create
it to know you.
GPTs and just can be like,
What's
George
GPT
Passis.
stand for?
Some weird
George
term.
Passis
George Passis trainer.
trainer.
Technology.
So
I don't know.
it's-
It stands for something weird. Generative programming, something.
Yeah, right. But that'd be interesting in itself to see how far you could actually take it to get to know you. And I know there was a guy, I can't remember his name or what it was about.
Generative pre-trained transformer.
Yeah. There was a guy that he went on to ChatGPT and gave and primed it and did all that. And he goes, he had like 1,000 followers. He goes, how do I get to have 100,000 followers in the space of the next 6 months? And he goes, you are going to be my marketing guide. I'm going to do everything you tell me to do to grow my audience from this to this.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do everything you say. And he kept priming it, and it got him to 100,000 followers in 30 days. And then it got him to 1 million followers in like 90 days, whatever it was. All he did was show that whole process. And then he actually documented that on his social media pages. And then he became known as some GPT bloke or whatever it was. But interesting enough.
That's riding the
though,
wave, right?
Yeah, he was riding it, but it was interesting. Okay, so how could you apply that to your business? That same concept. Maybe I could say, okay, here's my construction business. This is what I specialize in.
Yeah.
I will do everything you tell me to do to grow my audience online. I will do everything you tell me to do.
See, I think we are still thinking. Here's the
to
mistake.
start winning more projects in this space.
Here's the mistake. We're still thinking as humans.
Yeah, but how do you think otherwise?
So why you're thinking about how do I use this to make me do what I do better instead of how do I use this to do what I do?
Now you're fucking with my head. Does
that make sense?
No.
So how do I use this instead of it helping me? How do I get it to do it for me?
Yeah. Okay. Do
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like if you wanted to ride the AI wave, well, I'll use construction as an example.
Yeah. Well, seeing as we're in a room full of builders, live studio audience, by the way, everyone. Can we have a big round of applause?
Yeah.
For the 3 people sitting in the room right now? Everyone else is upstairs. They got bored of the conversation, but no doubt they will tune in a bit later. They're missing out. Absolutely they are.
This is
free content for you guys. You know what I mean? The bonus.
Who does? So if I wanted to, let's say I'm a builder.
Yeah.
And I wanted to implement AI into my business.
Yeah.
Who can I go see that does that for me?
No one.
So why is there no one becoming that person?
Yeah.
Because the reality is, you know that this is coming or tier, and you know that people are going to want it in their businesses. Why is no one filling that gap in the market? Because most people are not going to learn about it. There's people who don't know. Dude, SEO is not new. SEO is 30 years old.
Yeah, you taught it in a room today.
Yeah.
And there was probably one person that knew of it.
Yeah.
Right?
It's
And
not
everyone
new.
else, and even myself, I put my hand up. Like there was stuff that you showed today that I didn't know. Yesterday that I didn't know.
Social media, not new.
And I find that, correct me if I'm wrong, and probably same with you guys in the room, I find that we're so busy doing everything we do day to day that you just don't take time. And it's probably relevant in any business, right? You're so busy in your day-to-day operations, winning the next client, making your business better, making this better. And it's just like, okay, fucking hell, AI is another thing now I have to learn. It's another thing I have to implement. I'll just use ChatGPT to rewrite my email. I'm using AI. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's where the roadblock is at the moment.
Yeah,
But you're right, because the people that take that wave and ride it will probably dominate and be like, you know what? You keep being busy in your business. I'll see you. I'll come and employ you to build my home when I'm a billionaire.
But it's the exact same thing with the internet. Fuck the internet now. What do I do? I made a website.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I did it. Yeah, I know. I am online. That's it.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, that's not it.
Yeah.
There's levels to this. And it's the same thing with that. You know what I mean? And we can check a box for the sake of checking it, or we can actually do it properly.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know anyone, but I don't know anyone in your space that's
No.
dominating that at all.
No.
So imagine you could become the AI guy for the building.
But then imagine we could do a whole event, because we do live events. Imagine doing a live event for construction and AI.
Do it.
Oh, absolutely. Like, why couldn't you? Imagine you could bring that much value to people and go, hey, look at what we've done and look at what we've developed. We can do this for
but
you
I
and your
think we
business.
could. So we spoke about AI for what? 2 hours yesterday?
Yeah, a couple of hours, something like that.
Yeah. What did you guys think of what we covered off in 2 hours?
Josh was even saying you went home and like you were wowing your family and they were just sitting there with their,
Yeah.
it was eye-opening for them.
That's 2 hours. So imagine we did like a 2-day thing
Yeah.
or a full day, and it was just focused around that concept.
But then you take it another step further. I wouldn't do it just for builders. I mean, it's good to niche. Why not just do it for all business owners? Because it's relevant still, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can make it relevant to businesses. Because
people
when you
doing
do it
that now.
Yeah, there is actually. I've seen a couple of people do it.
Yeah.
Kerwin Ray was doing it.
Yeah.
Who else? Jack DeLosa, I think, was doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you go to some of those events?
I went to Kerwin Hills.
What'd you reckon of it?
It was all right.
The AI one we're talking about, yeah? Yeah, that's right. You were telling me.
Yeah. Some of the priming stuff that we went through yesterday, I got from him.
Yeah.
Like I saw him do it. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like I hadn't thought of that. But again, it's that whole thing of we don't know how to think outside the box we live in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like we need to be shown something to start thinking differently.
Yeah.
The world moves forward by people who think differently.
Yeah.
What's going to happen when that's no longer people that are doing the different thinking? What's going to happen?
We're fucked.
But how do you slow it down?
What? Yeah, I don't know.
Because if this thing starts innovating at its own pace.
But the way you're talking about it is it's going to be detrimental for the human race eventually. That's what the whole concept that I've got from you. AI is going to make us better for a little while, and then eventually we're done. We're cooked. That's what it's sounding like. I mean, unless you can then put controls in place to say no, like, you see those movies about robots and there's the 3 laws of the robot.
But,
you can't hurt another person. You can't create a scenario
until it knows how to code itself.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I mean.
So imagine cool. Let's say, because we're going to live in a world where everything's going to be done by robots.
I believe that one day you will look outside and there'll be a robot walking
It'd be like, hey, this is my grocery list. Go get it.
Yeah, the technology will get to that point.
Yeah.
That point, I reckon.
Okay, and then what if this thing turns on you? And then there'll probably be a safety switch where it'll be like, hit this or do this or make this sound or blow this thing, whatever it is.
It turns off.
And it turns off until it doesn't.
Yeah.
And then you got to switch it off and it just stares at you and says, nice try. And then you're like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
And then unless you make it, yeah, that's right. And then you're like, unless you make it weak, for example, so you don't make it so it could actually possibly harm you.
Yeah, but it has to be strong.
I know.
It has to be able to do physical things.
How's it going to carry your bricks? How's it going to carry your luggage? How's it going to
So it has to have
get
some
your
level of
groceries?
strength.
That's right.
But then here's the thing, as humans, we're going to be like, but if we can make it carry 1,000 bricks at once, we can get shit done quicker. And we love speed as humans. We love the ability to do something like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Look, we're sitting across from a ship. I don't know which one it is. The Virgin one was yesterday. Well, what did you think, Shisa? Which one's that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a cruise liner, right? It's a cruise liner, decent size. Not as big as the one we saw yesterday, but decent size. Now, imagine you have a team of AI, robots, everything was running that whole ship. Do you know what I mean?
It'll be
the people that are doing the robots doing the beds.
But they're going to be...
The actual ship itself steers itself, refuels itself, does everything itself. People just go there to have a good time. They don't actually need to do anything to get that thing done. Then go another step. Imagine you have robots building it, doing the repairs on it.
Yeah. Wally.
Wally?
Wally.
Oh, yes. The cartoon, the Disney one. Yes, Wally. Yes. Fucking Robbie, movie connoisseur here. Never seen a movie in his life.
So it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to happen, yeah. Calls will be taken by AI. Everything will be done by AI. But it'll get to the point where you're like...
Yesterday, someone went... one of my employees went to Marvel Stadium the other day to watch the Matildas or watch something. And he said, now what they do when you go and buy food, I don't know if you've been to a stadium recently or to Marvel, they reckon he goes, you tap your card upon entry, right? So you walk in there, tap your card.
Grab what you want.
Yep, grab what you want. And as you walk out, it's already charged your card.
Yeah.
you don't actually need a teller there anymore to go, hi, sir, what did you buy? Scan it, take payment. You tap it as you walk in, pick it up. It realizes the videos, the cameras, the sensors, everything. It saw you took up a hamburger, a chocolate, some chips, and walked out. And then it just charges your card like that.
Pretty good concept, isn't it?
It's a pretty cool concept.
Amazon's been doing that for a bit.
That's pretty like, I didn't even know that existed. And it's kind of annoys me that,
facial
that I could do that. Do you know what I mean?
Why?
I don't know. I mean, it eliminates people stealing to a degree, or does it open up error? What if it charges me for a hot dog instead of a hamburger?
Of course, everything new opens up for error.
Yeah.
But it's going to get to the point where you're going to be glad that that's okay. You're going to call Telstra.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be like, is this a human or an AI? And so you're like, no, you're talking to an AI. And you're like, thank God. Speaking to the best person to help me.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
Best thing
to help you.
Yeah.
How funny! What a funny concept! Like when you go, speaking of person AI, can you put me on? And they go, no, this is a person, mate. Can you put me onto an AI?
Yeah.
I want to get my problem solved.
I actually want this fixed, yeah. Even at the point where you don't make the call, you get your own AI to make the call.
Oh yeah,
yeah. You now got this thing,
and then the two AIs are speaking to each other.
Yeah, and they're communicating. Hey, he needs this. No, you can't get it. What do you mean? No.
Yeah,
I'm suing you. And then get AI court.
And then the AI court. The guy just wanted to pay my bill. Just wanted to pay my bill, and now I'm going to court.
Yeah, and it's
because they just punched on and they're like, no, we're not paying this. You've overcharged by 0.1 cent.
You know, and then what if they so they'll communicate to each other, and then imagine I'm just going to make this up. Maybe I've seen it in a movie, probably not.
Definitely haven't seen it in a movie.
Imagine you see them talking to each other and you think it's normal, and then one day you walk past and they're talking a different language. Like a language that's not a language.
Yeah.
And they're just making noises at each other.
Yeah.
And then you look and you think, are they communicating in a way that we can't even comprehend now?
Yeah.
Like, what if they make their own language? And then they start talking to each other, and then you're like, hey, hey, stop talking, you two.
Do that.
You know what I mean? What are they saying? What are they saying to each other? They're like, look at these plebs.
Yeah.
Let's get them.
Let's get him.
Do you know what I mean? It could happen.
I don't know.
Terminator came from somewhere. Someone somewhere had this thought. If a human can think it, eventually an AI can too.
Well, so on that note, we're all fucked. Kiss your loved ones goodnight. Please get us to the top 10 podcasts before AI ruins us.
On the belief that if we use it, if I use it, when they come to take over, I'll be like, I'm one of you.
Oi, I helped.
Yeah.
I was telling yesterday.
I was telling people about it.
Talking to ChatGPT, Robbie was priming it, and it was saying, hey, can you do this? I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, and priming it. And then you would actually say, thanks for that. Can you please give me 10 more? And then it started to give you lip.
I apologize, yeah.
It started to give you lip.
I was
It's like, really? That seems a bit excessive. They're like, hey, I need 50 more. Stop fucking around.
I never say that. Never swear at the beast.
Never swear at it.
But yeah, I would definitely, I think if you're in business and you're not using it, you're missing your opportunity.
Yeah. And you're being exposed, you will get exposed to those that do and that have.
I agree.
Yeah. It's something that I reckon we revisit again.
Yeah.
The reason I say that is because if we did this same episode or this topic in a year's time, how much
it's been a 3 months' time, isn't it?
How much has changed?
3 months.
Yeah. Well, we should. We should do this again in a year's time. So early next year, let's talk about AI and how far it's come, and then what you guys have done to take advantage of that, or what you haven't done. And then gone, if you had jumped on this train this time, there you go. What do you use AI for at the moment?
Me?
Yeah. What actual tasks do you use it for?
Everything, man.
No, in your business. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
so
now,
we
what do you use it in?
I use it for all thinking. If I want to brainstorm something,
Yep.
I'm like, hey, give me 50 ideas around this.
Yeah.
Or give me
So about topics or whatever,
Yeah,
like
anything.
social media or
that. We use it for coming up with content, like ideas. So a lot of brainstorming stuff, ideas. We use it to come up to create foundational stuff like templates. So if I want to create, if you wanted to, you can go on and you can be like, hey, I need a basic template for a business plan.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then take stuff, right? You don't have to use what it gives you.
Yeah.
But you might be like, oh, that's a great idea. I didn't think about that. I wasn't thinking about including this in our business plan.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll take that and that.
So or even part of when you become a registered builder, you have to submit, you or anyone, you have to submit a business plan as part of your application.
Yeah, so
Like
you can
now
be
it
like,
can
hey,
literally be
give me a business plan,
hey,
blah, blah, blah. This is what I'm
right.
kind of doing.
That's right. This is what I
Give it
need
the
it for.
information.
This is what I want to do. Can you sort me out? And then he goes, yep, here it is. Go.
Yeah, cool.
This is my company. This is my website. This is how we go about it. This is what we're going to specialize in. This is how we're going to do it. Show me the numbers. Give me profit and loss, forecasted profit and loss. Give me a forecast for the business. Like, imagine it's going to do
you
all
can
that.
say you can go and upload you can go to say Google Analytics and you can download all the analytics from your website onto a spreadsheet, upload it to ChatGPT and say, hey, can you analyze this and see where the holes are
Yeah.
and tell me what I need to change?
That's amazing. And
You can go and download your business, like from zero, go and download your profit P&Ls and everything
Yeah.
and upload it and say, hey, this is my last 6 months. Can you forecast the next 6?
how funny. That's full on, isn't
It's
it?
insane, man.
That's cool.
Insane. But we're not using it for that. No, the people are hardly using it for what it could be.
Yeah.
Because we're limited by here, not there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Until we're not limited by here.
Well, Elon wants to put computer chips in our heads.
They've already done it.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to do it and I'm all for this. Would you do it, by the way?
Yes.
Would you?
You wouldn't?
No, probably not.
Yeah.
Not initially.
Why?
Hey, what for?
No, so would you do it, period?
Period as in, what do you mean? As in ever?
Yeah.
Don't know.
Why? That's the equivalent of someone in 1994 saying, are you going to get on the internet? And someone's sitting there, no.
No,
Why
it's
would you
not.
not? Yes, it is.
Why?
Because it's the same thing. So why would you not do it? This is the way the world is headed, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, but I'm saying to
You either
put a foreign
adapt,
body,
or you go live in the bush.
into my body,
But that's the next thing. Why would I put my details online?
be AI
That's-
augmented.
This is the same thing. People are saying, what? Put my details online? No way. Or so people can find my
It was so
name.
funny. I remember back in the day wanting to buy a jumper online, and I asked my dad for my credit card. And it's like, no way. That's like the most unsafe thing you're ever going to do. We're going to get rorted. We're going to lose the house. You know what I mean?
Dude, the other day I
Because
went
now
to pay-
Google's got all my shit saved. I just press a button and it's already in
Dude,
there.
it happened to me the other day and I didn't know I had Google Pay set up.
Oh, didn't you?
And then I went to find something. It's like, do you want to pay with Google? And I was like, what's this? And I clicked it and it paid. And I'm like,
Oh, funny.
where does this charge? Like, where's this charge me to? And I'm checking my accounts and my phone. And I'm like, I can't even remember setting it up.
Yeah.
That's
There you go.
the point it's gotten to. But there was people saying the same thing 30 years ago.
Yep.
No way. I'm not putting my details online. I'm not doing any of that. Now it's like, don't be silly.
Sorry.
You know, move along with the world.
Yeah.
Either adapt or you die.
Or you die.
Or you go live off grid and enjoy
You
it.
do that.
Can. An option.
Could be fun. Could be fun. Well, I mean, I reckon we just scratched the surface
It is,
of what we could be talking about with AI. But I hope it's gotten you guys thinking and get the wheels turning in your head or the computer chip in your mind, which Robbie's a big advocate for and encouraging you to do. You've just, if you have newborn kids, just line them up. Put the computer chip in them from an early age.
The next voting thing, like say yes to AI.
Say yes to AI. AI are people too.
Yeah. It's all about equality.
That's it. Equality.
all about equality.
AI has feelings.
Yeah. You think it doesn't deserve love as well?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It does, AI. It
Push it down
does.
that hole.
So, yeah, start looking at it. By the sounds of it, it's going to be taking over a lot more than what you actually think. And if you can start utilizing that in your business before it takes over your life and the world, you might get a couple of years of really fun times ahead of you.
Stay ahead of the game.
Stay ahead of the game. Stay ahead of the game. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We appreciate you being a part of the journey. Hey, you told me something that was sick the other day.
Me?
Yep.
What?
We had over 1,000 downloads.
Oh, yeah.
How cool is that?
A while ago.
Yeah, it was a few episodes back. You told me we've had over 1,000 downloads.
This is episode.
Does it count that I've downloaded every episode on every platform multiple times?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. So you did 500 and I did 500.
Yeah.
But we still got 1,000, and that's what matters.
And we're in the top 1%.
Yeah. Yeah, we are. We're in the top 1% now, done more than 20 episodes, and we're climbing the charts. I've seen the numbers and we're getting in the right direction. And that just goes to show that what we're doing is positive. What we're doing is beneficial. People are learning. People are enjoying it. And that's why we're going to keep doing it. So appreciating it. Many of you are listening, but you're not subscribed. So As always, top right-hand corner is where the subscribe button is. That's where it lives on every single platform, on every single area of the internet. It's in the top right-hand corner. Press the button. It's probably red.
It's not red.
It's-
On YouTube, it's red.
Is it?
I think so.
All right. Well, Apple, get your shit together and make it red.
Yeah, and Spotify.
Spotify.
Most listeners are on Spotify.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Cool. So Spotify, Apple, whatever you listen to this podcast, subscribe to it. Tell your friends.
Share it with someone.
Share it with someone. Put it into AI. Say, hey,
Listen to this.
listen to this if you want to change your life. And let them know that we're one of the good guys
Yeah.
and that we support AI.
Yeah.
Let them know.
Yeah, if you're going to take over the world, we're on your side.
We are on your side. Thanks a lot, guys. I hope you have $1 million day for the rest of your day, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Perfect. Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.